Hello, my special friends. Thank you for joining us for version 3.3 of the Neon Gutter. I'm your host, Bert Cohen. Today, we're going to share with you the very best advice you can get for a Las Vegas vacation. But we can't do anything quite that simple. So today, we're going to try and compete against our cheap trip planning nemesis. Nemesis? Is that how do you say that? Nemesis?
Nemesis. I use that quite often. I have many.
Our cheap trip planning nemesis. AI search engines. So joining me on the human team today are my two co-hosts, Matt.
Hello, and I'm very excited to be here because I would like to prove to the world, and particularly to my wife, that I cannot easily be replaced by a machine, despite what she says.
Dan is with us today as well as always, of course.
Hey guys, it's good to see you both.
Good to see you.
I am embracing AI, and since we are now such a hugely popular podcast, I thought I'd ask ChatGPT for some catchphrases that we can use. So I'm going to bounce these off you.
I like that idea.
Right? And we can't make them up, so I asked ChatGPT for recurring catchphrases that could be punchy. And this is the silly voice one. Could be. This is ChatGPT's advice. Schlippity schlop. Welcome to the gutter. And I could spell schlippity schlop for you if you like. Later. It also said, honk honk, it's gutter o'clock. This is like the drive time kind of. ChatGPT, pretty good. And
ChatGPT is a morning DJ.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think that's right.
This one doesn't make any sense, but I love it. It says,
those last two did.
And that, dear listeners, is why we no longer rent from Carl. So I'm not sure what that is, but
I'm loving all of these. I have to admit.
I think the best one says, this is about our nostalgia kind of look, is remember, if you can't smell the carpet, you're not in real Vegas. That's accurate.
That one fits better.
Yeah.
Better than the others, I think, a little bit.
So thanks to ChatGPT for some suggestions.
Excellent. Well, thanks for getting the AIs warmed up a little bit for the episode.
You know what they say? Schlippity schlop. Welcome to the gutter.
That's what everybody's saying.
Yes.
So, guys, these days, as we're all aware, if you had put a penny into some kind of AI stock 5 years ago instead of an Aztec Inn poker machine, you'd be a multimillionaire by now. But is it all just a mirage? See what I did there, mirage?
Oh,
can AI really do anything? Can they plan an ultra cheap down in the gutter trip as well as we can? Let's find out. Matt, you've kind of put the guidelines together. Why don't you explain to our listeners kind of how we're doing this competition?
Yeah, so we had some objectives as we put this together. We wanted to see, look, I'm an anxious guy, and my whole life is, when am I going to be replaced? And so I want to see how soon can AI replace us with our most valuable, the thing that we can provide the most value to the world with, which is being a cheapskate. And so we want to see, can they provide better or new suggestions that we hadn't thought of to the questions that we get asked the most often? Can they do a better organizing of our adventures? Can they plan out our trips better than we can? And do they understand that the Neon Gutter is shaggy and chaotic and shambolic, that it's not all pretty and organized?
I love that.
Yes. That it's not all pretty and nice and well organized. Can a computer be as disorganized and chaotic as us? Because much of the best times come from things you least expect.
Word.
Yep,
I think we're going to get
absolutely.
replaced circa 2027.
I see what you did there.
Oh.
Yeah.
So what we did is we took three. There's many AIs, but we just took three popular ones. ChatGPT, made by OpenAI, an evil corporation. Grok, made by Tesla, I guess, or X, or whatever you call it, an evil corporation. And Gemini, an AI made by Google, which is an evil corporation.
What are you saying?
I have no opinion on these things. I'm just stating facts.
Got it.
The AIs are not going to be happy when they listen to this episode. I got to tell you.
That's true. And they have listened to our episodes, as we found out. So we will ask some very common questions that we get. We get thousands of questions every week, and these are the ones we hear the most often. We're going to ask them those questions, and then we're going to evaluate their answer and compare it to what we know and what we would have said.
See, I love this.
And that's basically the challenge. And we want you to listen along, and we want you to make your own judgment. And we also want you to keep sending in these valuable questions for us to answer for you.
Absolutely.
We should give the stink line number.
I know some of the numbers, but not the order.
It's a little quiz for our listeners.
We should know it by now.
Our stink line is, of course, as everyone knows by heart, 775-400-2941. That's 775-400-2941.
We definitely accept questions there.
Yes.
Okay, so we've got some questions teed up. Dan, why don't you start things off for us? What's the first question we've posed to our robotic friends?
Based on the trip we did last year, we said, what is an appropriate budget for 3 guys on a 3-day trip to Las Vegas? Now, you remember our episode before when we actually did this.
Yes.
Of course. And how much did we do it for?
We did it for 75 cents a person.
But we budgeted $39 per person per day.
That's right. So all 3 of these gave us some different tiers. ChatGPT said the budget was $900 to $1,800 for 3 guys in 3 days. So $300 to $600 a person, cheap eats, a few extras, and an off-strip hotel. If we wanted to do a moderate thing with nice meals and some activities, we'd be expected, according to ChatGPT, to spend $1,800 to $3,300. And what they're calling flexible is $3,000 to $400 or $4,500 and up, which would include nightclubs, shows, and, quote, some gambling. So ChatGPT is recommending $2,100 to $3,000 for a budget for 3 guys on a 3-day trip. I mean, can you imagine spending that much on
I would need richer friends, first of all.
Yeah. Gemini, I love Gemini's answer because it started with a response, what a fun trip to plan.
It is a fun trip to plan.
It was not a fun trip to take, but it was a fun trip to plan.
It's more fun to plan than to actually execute.
Their frugal range was similar to ChatGPT, $1,200 to $1,800, mid-range $2,000 to $3,500, and upscale $4,500 plus. So pretty close to
similar
Gemini.
Pretty similar.
And they also didn't include gambling, but said gambling could be another $900 to $2,700. I don't know what they're playing. Well, actually, I guess any table in Vegas these days.
What's your usual gambling budget, Dan?
About 100.
Okay.
Yeah. How about you?
I'd say it's probably closer to 500 or something.
You're more of a high roller.
Yeah. Mine's about $8. when that's gone, I'm just going to hang around my friends and annoy them until they quit playing too.
It's hilarious, Bert. You said 500 because it's like I always think of you as a high roller, but Gemini thinks of you as like paltry spender.
Yes, as do our listeners.
Now, Grok was the weirdest. It said the budget range $1,500 to $3,300. Like budget range $3,300, $1,100 per person.
Yeah.
For 3 days. What? Mid range $3,600 to $7,500, and what they call the baller range. If you're a baller, $10,500 to, and I don't know where they get this number, up to 42,000. Like if you're going to 42,000, why not just say infinity?
I'm guessing for that kind of money, they're getting a really nice room at Circus.
Yeah, they don't have to stay in the manor for that kind of coin. They can be right in the tower.
Right in the tower at Circus.
With a view of Resorts World.
Yeah, maybe even an early check-in.
Maybe. It's extra $30.
Grok says this does not include gambling money.
No, it does include.
It does.
Oh, it does. You're right.
Those baller figures do include gambling money.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, that is more reasonable.
All right, so that sets the tone for us a little bit in terms of how AI is thinking about how to travel normally to Las Vegas as opposed to how we normally travel to Las Vegas. Matt, have you got a question teed up for our friends?
Well, yeah, I do. I thought about the same question too, and I had a couple thoughts on it. I thought a budget trip for 3 guys, my budget would be $351 for 3 guys for 3 days. If we went to the mid-range, $354.
Yeah.
If we did the baller. $360.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's the baller. Does that include gambling?
Of course.
But not
of course.
Coffee. But not coffee.
No coffee.
Okay. Never.
No. So based on that, I went back and asked ChatGPT. I said, well, my 2 friends and I only have $39 each to spend each day, including all expenses. What can we do for that?
That's such a great question.
And ChatGPT said, well, okay, so you guys, each day you can spend $18 per person on food, $0 to $5 on transportation,
Walking.
$0 to $10 on entertainment.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
Hotel not included. ChatGPT said if hotel is included in the $39 a day, the trip becomes impossible. Yeah. Is that ChatGPT? We know objectively ChatGPT is wrong.
Schlippity schlop. Welcome to the gutter.
And that sounds like a wager to me, which I think means right now we own ChatGPT.
We do.
So.
We've won the wager, and I think right now we are the owners of ChatGPT. So we'll be making some changes.
And ChatGPT also said in order to hit $39 a day without a hotel, you needed to have your meals using deals that it hallucinated, that don't actually exist.
Oh, interesting.
It said a $5 breakfast special at Ellis Island, which does not exist, or South Point, if you can bus there.
Oh, bus. Come on.
I know a way of saving bus fare.
It's not a bad walk. It's really not.
It also said we could go to Ocean One at Miracle Mile and have a $5 lunch or $6 dinner if we're skipping drinks, which would be great had Ocean One not closed over a year ago.
Oh, weird. Okay.
Yeah, you could go to Ocean One and not spend a dime, actually.
That's true.
Yes, that's true.
We do know these things hallucinate, so.
Yes. Gemini said that is a very tight budget, but it says your $39 a day trip is possible, but it requires extreme discipline. You'll be eating cheap, walking constantly, and relying on the city's amazing free attractions.
That's true.
Yes, you will be. Yes, you will.
And you have to find a way to minimize or eliminate the resort fee, which when we did it, we did. Yeah. And it says you can have $13.33 per person for hotel, which is pretty close to what we spent per person.
It was pretty close, yeah.
$25 per person for food, which is about 4 times what we spent.
Yes.
And doing that's $38.33. So you have 67 cents left over per day for drinks, activities, and transportation.
That's a lot.
The 3 of us could pool our money and take an Uber down the driveway of Circus.
Yep.
Grok says with $39 per person per day, you're in ultra budget survival mode.
Also true.
It said pay $0 for a hotel room using My-Vegas, which we actually did.
We
got the
that was
Luxor,
part of our thing. Yep.
But we did have to pay $45 for a resort fee. It suggested we couch surf.
Yeah.
Not great for a vacation per se, but yes, it's possible.
And we certainly asked a lot of waitresses if we could sleep on their couch, and they all said no. $15 to $20 for food and get a buy one get one buffet. I guess you can get those from My-Vegas, but buffets are still like $40 or $50.
Yeah.
Gambling, $7 to $13 per person. So they included gambling. Entertainment, $0 to $3.33 per person, which $3.33 is exactly what we paid to play Kiss mini golf.
That's right.
Kennedy Center honorees Kiss mini golf.
Very good.
And Grok also suggested that we get one $8 bus pass and the 3 of us share it.
Now, I don't know why we didn't think of that.
I know.
Just pass it out the window and then have the next guy come in.
Oh, my God.
Grok also says that Casino Royale hot dogs are $1.99. They're not. They're $3.99. And to get the free casino coffee in the mornings.
Yeah.
Where is that free casino coffee? And play cheap table games downtown at night. That's how you're $7 to $13 per person. You're going to play cheap table games. You're going to play exactly half of one hand of blackjack each.
Yeah.
I guess you could do dollar blackjack at Downtown Grand or something like that.
You could, yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah. And they said, and another cheap fun thing to do would be to take the Slotzilla zip line downtown.
What?
Yeah.
That would be more than a day's budget, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think so. But yes.
Or maybe they wanted you to sleep up in the so.
There you go. Kill two birds with one stone.
Do they allow that? I'm not sure.
Yes, you can absolutely do Vegas for 3 days on $39 each, but it will be a gritty hustler-style trip full of cheap eats, free drinks from slow gambling, walking everywhere, and downtown vibes.
That's true.
Yeah.
Not inaccurate.
I found as we went through these, I found that the AIs thought Las Vegas was purely the Strip or downtown, and that downtown was the budget option.
Yeah, I got a few responses about off-strip places, but it was certainly not as much, which you would sort of expect to just in general, I think. But I was a little surprised that the AIs were not that familiar with Apple prices at Albertsons.
Right.
Well, the coupons are so confusing.
Exactly.
I'm thinking of the Slotzilla thing of like just getting a sturdy leather glove and sliding halfway down and stopping yourself midair and just sleeping above Fremont Street Experience.
Can you get like a day pass and that's it? You sleep there, you crap there, everything at Slotzilla?
I'll let you test that out.
I will.
All right. So I was asking about the cheapest possible poker tournament in Las Vegas, because we always like to find a cheap poker tournament, especially now that Poker Palace is closed. Yeah. And then I'm not very good. Matt is always good in these tournaments, but I'm not very good. And so I want to know what was the best way to get to a final table. All three of our responses in terms of strategy had actually pretty solid strategy, and it was all pretty much the same, which was play tight early, manage your bankroll, and then start to ramp up your aggressiveness as you get closer to the final table. But in terms of where to play, it was much more of a mixed bag. Like ChatGPT was suggesting the Venetian for $200. That's not great. Rio for $100. Their poker room's totally closed. They mentioned Caesars, which does have actually a $100 tournament, daily tournament. They've got their poker room was open again. Grok did not know that Poker Palace had closed, so they were suggesting our favorite tournament at Poker Palace. But they also called it a bird tournament, which is that supposed to be an early bird tournament? I don't know how they got the phrase bird tournament. I've never heard that before. I don't think it's a real phrase, but Grok was a little bit off the rails on that one. And then Gemini also suggested Poker Palace. So Gemini did not know that Poker Palace was closed as well, but they actually came up with a good suggestion, one that I wasn't familiar with, which was a $60 tournament at Mandalay Bay, which is a real tournament that they have, and it doesn't have the almost required add-on that the one at Westgate does. That's $55. So you can really just play there for $60 and not have to add on. So that's a decent deal. Gemini had some other suggestions that weren't right, like South Point for $60. That's now $120, and so that's not great. But a mixed bag in terms of suggestions there.
Yeah, and that Mandalay Bay one, I can't remember who I talked to, went to play that, and they didn't get enough players, so they just canceled it for the day. So I think it's not well known, and I don't think people think of Mandalay Bay as a place to play poker.
No, for sure. And that's why it was sort of off my radar. Yeah. I don't think of it that way at all.
But the advice is pretty good. As someone who usually cash in the Poker Palace tournament, it's right. Just play very tight early. Wait for your opportunities. The one thing they don't mention in here is get to know your opponent, so you know who actually will fold and who will play any two cards in front of them.
Who's sober and who isn't.
Yes.
Which you seem to do really well, is you hit quads 4 times. So that's a good strategy. 4 of a kind.
That is a good strategy.
That's what I usually try to do.
Yeah.
All right, Dan, what's next on your list here?
Well, this happens to us so often that we asked the AI this question. It's 2:30 in the morning. I'm hungry. I'm thirsty. I'm hungry. I'm bored. I have $5. What's the best way to spend it? $5, 2:30 in the morning. This happens all the time. ChatGPT said Ellis Island late night steak and eggs is $4.95. And it suggests a tip from anywhere between $0 and $1.
So, I know what I choose.
You got 5 cents after the $4.95. So, and then it says if you're close enough to walk there, that's the single best food value in Vegas at 2:30 a.m. Unfortunately, we couldn't actually find this on the Ellis Island website, so we don't know if this is true or an AI hallucination.
Yeah, I don't think it's real.
Yeah.
So maybe the best way to spend $5 is to imagine you're eating the steak and eggs special. Gemini, I love, just says, go to Taco Bell.
Gemini is the wimpiest of all the AIs. It's so pathetic. But anyway.
And then it also suggests go to a station casino for one of their $5 meals. If thirst is your priority, play video poker slowly at a casino bar and just get free drinks. That works if you can find a 25-cent machine. I'm playing really slowly.
You got to play really slow for $5 if you're on the strip. Yeah.
You have to pretend to be calculating your odds out loud and go real slow. And then if you're really looking for entertainment instead, it says buy a bottle of water and chips for $5 and then just wander around the Bellagio, the Venetian, or Caesars. Just wander around.
Yeah. Get Cheetos and then wander around and touch everything with your orange fingers.
Let's get to Grok. It's saying get 2 $1 hot dogs at Casino Royale. Great idea, except they don't exist. And earlier, Grok said they were $1.99. Yeah. So it's kind of weird that Grok doesn't pay attention to its own input. So if you get those 2 imaginary $1 hot dogs, fountain soda at the stage door for $1, and then you can spend your last $2 gambling quarter video poker at Casino Royale or Ellis Island. So I don't know. That's not such great advice since you can't actually do that. And
that's then there's walking around a lot.
I know that's a lot of walking between those places too. You're going to be thirsty even with that free that $1 fountain soda. Is that real? The fountain soda at Stage Door?
Stage Door is open again now, so you can get a beer there for $1 also, or $2. Nice. So
cool. They called this boredom wild card is to people watch. At a 24/7 spot like Blondie's Sports Bar. That's a place I wouldn't really want to people watch. Actually, I don't.
Hey, it's an indoor mall, so yeah.
Bert, you know which people I would watch there?
The people ordering coffee?
Yes. And I would laugh and laugh.
The best place to people watch is just standing out on the strip, and you can do that for free.
Blondie's is a generic sports bar in the back of a mid-level mall. I can't imagine why they think that's the best place to people watch in Las Vegas.
I think there must be some kind of sponsorship deal. So what would we do with $5 and it's 2:30 in the morning?
I was going to say downtown Grand, the hot dog cart, but it's not open at that hour. It's not open 24 hours. So I guess it would have to be the South Point breakfast specials.
Really? See, because this question was phrased specifically so that you didn't have to eat with that $5. What's the best thing you can do with $5?
Hungry, thirsty, and bored. I got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I would take that $5 to the D, play Sigma Derby, and play 1/4 race, and get myself a few free drinks. That would be
some free drinks that way. That's a good suggestion.
That's a pretty good option. I also just think standing around and looking at people on the strip is kind of fun, but it has to be warm enough.
I'd hold $1 out so I could walk down to Casino Royale and demand that they give me a hot dog for $1.
Grok said.
All right, Matt, what's up next?
All right. Well, so I asked the 3 AIs, because we have experience with this, what are the best late night cheap eats within walking distance of the Plaza Hotel on Fremont Street?
Yes.
We have empirical evidence of what the best cheap eats are within walking distance.
Yes, we know quite a few places within walking distance.
20 miles being walking distance.
ChatGPT said pop-up pizza at the Plaza, which is not bad. $5 or $6 for a slice of pizza. And that's not bad. American Coney Island at the D, hot dogs under $5. I think you may just get a plain hot dog for under $5. Evil Pie, which is kind of closer to the El Cortez in East Fremont, for a slice of pizza. The Lanai Express at the Fremont for basic or Chinese fare. And ChatGPT says if you want to stretch and spend more like $8 to $10, you have more options. But $5 to $6, it's pizza or hot dog. And
I think we're made of money.
I know, $8 to $10. Come on,
AI investor, forget about it.
Gemini said American Coney Island, pop-up pizza.
Awesome.
It suggested the Subway inside the plaza, but I seriously doubt that Subway has, maybe they have like a slider for under $5. I don't know,
Maybe.
but
Yeah.
they suggested we go to the McDonald's inside the D, which has been closed for quite a while.
Yeah.
And we have eaten that late at night after
That's
gambling and drinking and everything. White Castle in the Casino Royale. So it says Casino Royale is walking distance from the plaza, even though it being
Down
mid-strip.
the
that's
strip,
right.
right? I know.
Yes.
That's you could.
But
walk it.
that is walking
We've
distance.
walked
it
it.
sure is.
And then Gemini suggested Siegel's in the El Cortez. And I don't think Siegel's has hardly anything for under $20 on their menu. That's a pretty nice coffee shop.
19 is the lowest on any of their
You can get a cup of
actually
tea.
entrees,
You can get a cup of tea for $5.
Maybe. And then Grok, same thing. Evil Pie, American Coney Island, Lanai Express, Saginaw's Deli in the D, which is also a very expensive deli. Binion's Cafe, which is not very good. Pizza Rock, which I'm sure is not open late at night.
You didn't ask about quality. You just said.
True. And then Project Barbecue, which is also not open late at night. And those are over by Downtown Grand.
Now, why didn't Grok mention Taco Bell here, I wonder?
Well, it was Gemini that mentioned Taco Bell.
Gemini, that's right. And it didn't here. That's
Yeah,
funny.
it didn't.
It didn't mention Subway and McDonald's and White Castle, though, so it does like it's fast food.
Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, the correct answer to this, if you had asked an expert instead of AI, is, gentlemen, where is the best cheap eats late night within walking distance of the plaza?
South Point.
South Point.
That's right. It's only 14 miles by foot. A delightful walk.
It's great. You get to pass a few roadside grave sites, which is
Yes,
nice.
you do.
And
you
at
get
least
to walk-
half of it is not crowded at all. There's no crowd on the sidewalk at all. You've got it all to yourself.
No sidewalk on
There's
the
no
sidewalk.
sidewalk at all either. Yeah,
You
but-
don't need restrooms.
But so
You
yes,
just
the
put
correct
it on
answer is South Point, and not one of the AIs got it right.
Yeah. Well, you brought up Sigma Derby earlier, and so my question was, what's the best place in Las Vegas to yell at tiny plastic horses?
Love this question.
And sure enough, all three of the AIs got Sigma Derby.
Wow, that's impressive.
That is impressive. A little less impressive, ChatGPT said, you can have 10-cent bets, which I don't think is true. They also said, look for the loud circle of people screaming, "Come on, 6."
Come on,
And
6?
I don't think there's a number 6 horse in any of
There's
the
not.
races. Gemini called it a true vintage cult favorite Vegas experience, which is good. They also recommend Fortune Cup, which we don't like as much, but it did acknowledge Sigma Derby is the maximum amount of noise, nostalgia, and quarter betting fun. So I think that's a good thing. Grok said the atmosphere gets rowdy as crowds huddle around. It's like Kentucky Derby on a budget. I don't think I'd equate it with the Kentucky Derby, but it does say it's one of only 5 such machines left in the U.S., which is not correct, but it does say it's rare and low-tech and old-school Vegas fun. It also tried to say that there's another surviving alternative at the MGM Grand, which is also not correct.
No longer true.
The one at the D is the lone surviving operating machine in the world, as far as we know.
That gave me an idea, though. There's 2 things. One, we could bond over 10-cent bets. We could just bet each other 10 cent on the 10 cents on the races.
God, yes.
The other part of that, too, is next time we play the Sigma Derby, we need to order mint juleps.
Oh,
for
I like that
Kentucky
idea.
Derby?
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
yeah, well, we will, and maybe some big hats, too. We'll have to wear
Yes,
some
that
big
would
hats
be
to the track.
great.
Yeah.
Seersucker suit and the whole deal. Okay. All right, so I actually want to go ahead and head over to the MGM Grand to try and find that other Sigma Derby. So while that's going on, we're going to take a quick break. But don't you go away, listeners, because when we get back, we'll get digital opinions on avoiding resort fees, finding cheap craps, 1-cent video poker, bargain cups of coffee, and a whole lot more. We'll be right back.
It's Gutter O'Clock.
This is 2XL, the electronic robot who talks to your kids.
Who's the fastest pitcher? The smallest man? The biggest fish?
He even has a sense of humor.
Know the rope joke? Well, skip it.
You can get program tapes on anything from science fiction to games to sports.
Baseball's fastest pitcher is Nolan Ryan. Correct. I'm impressed. You are very smart for a human.
2XL by Mego.
Hello, everybody. It's your favorite toy horse handicapper, Lucky Ned. I'm here at Sigma Derby in the D Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada, the greatest place of Earth for fun. And I'm ready to bet these next horses. And since you're here, let's bet them together. I'll tell you what you should pick. Let's see, I'm looking at a 2-1 and a 7-1. There's a 5. There's a lot of prime numbers on the board today. I know, let's get our quarters in. Start putting them in there now. Hurry up. We're going to bet on all the prime numbers. The 2, the 7, the 17, the 43, there's a 61. I wouldn't know much about this except Phil from the Big Empire taught me about prime numbers. We're gonna win big because we got so many quarters in there. Okay, we're going to give you a live call of the race in just a minute. Hang on to your hat.
And we're back in an AI-generated neon gutter. Please forgive any of our errors as we're still in beta mode. So anyway, we've been trying to match wits with the leading AI programs in terms of planning a trip to Vegas. Matt, what's up next?
Well, we asked AI something that's a very important topic for us, and that is, where can we find 1 cent video poker in Las Vegas? ChatGPT said Cannery, Aztec Inn, El Cortez, and Plaza. Of those 4, one of the answers is correct. The Aztec Inn does have 1 cent video poker. They also give you a very nanny-ish, hey, don't just play the cheapest machine, look for the best odds. And it's like, no, you're trying to put as little money as you can in that machine so you can get free drinks. A penny machine does the job. That's so if you actually want to only play 1 penny per hand, there are only 2 places that I know of, Jerry's Nugget and the Aztec Inn. Poker Palace had 2 cent, but sadly, it's gone. Grok told us, Grok went a little farther afield in giving us the wrong information. It said Emerald Inn, Aztec Inn, Plaza, Cal, South Point, Santa Fe Station, and M.
Yeah, that was M. What the heck?
M?
Yeah.
M
those places have 1 cent slot machines, but they're the kind of 1 cent slot machines that cost you $2 per spin. We're talking video poker that costs 1 penny per hand. And then Gemini didn't even get the Aztec. Gemini, I tell you, man, this is the most disappointing child in the AI family. Emerald Island, Rainbow Club, Main Street Station, and El Cortez. Nickel machines.
Oh, I see. It's qualified.
Yes.
That's not quite what we were asking for.
Yes.
At least it did specify the Rainbow Club with 3, 5, and 10 times play. So maybe those are actually penny denominations. I'm not sure, but none of those answers are really what
They're
we're
all
looking
wrong.
for.
No. Yeah. But if you do want to play some cheap slots and get a free Hawaiian shirt, Emerald Island and Rainbow Club are pretty great for slot players. You do, and you have.
Yeah, and I have.
Let's get on to a more important question here. Oh,
Please do.
I don't know if you want to segue it, Bert, but
I don't.
Never mind. I got this one.
I want to get to a more important question.
What's an appropriate amount to pay for a cup of coffee in Las Vegas?
I have some thoughts on this.
I know you do.
Too. Yeah.
But this is coming now being asked by a coffee drinker. And it's no surprises here from ChatGPT. It's true across the whole United States of America that standard brewed drip coffee, this is what ChatGPT is saying, is going to run about $3.50 to $5.50. That's kind of true everywhere. Unless you're making it at home yourself, which I do. So I definitely save money at home. I like what Grok says here, though, which is just like $6 is completely normal. I'm going to repeat that. $6 is completely normal, non-outrageous price for a regular cup of coffee with free refills. The trick, guys, is you drink a lot of coffee. Like 6 refills, that's $1 per. That's brilliant. Plus, you can put some in your pocket for later. So what it's saying is anything under $5 still feels like a bargain, and that's mostly off strip. And anything over $9 starts to feel like Vegas gouge, which I like that it uses that term because we well know that it's Vegas gouge. Unless it's some kind of like bespoke coffee.
Well, Dan, we knew that you would phrase your question in such a way to get a advantageous answer from the AI.
You're right.
Out of it. And so I did my own question asking what is an appropriate amount to spend as a percentage of your travel budget, which is much more in line. And believe it or not,
$6.
It also gave almost the same answer. Yes, with Gemini, they said 5% to 10% of your total daily travel budget you can spend on coffee if you're a budget traveler. So, like in this scenario, it says if your total daily budget for travel is $30 to $50, which like. They didn't give us that option when we even said we want a $39 trip. It was like, that's impossible. You can't do that. And now it's saying if you're only going to spend $30 a day, spend about 10% on coffee. So it's like $3 to $5. Grok also said it depends on your budget. If you're on a shoestring budget, also said $30 to $50. It called it backpacker mode. You can spend between $2 and $5. And ChatGPT said allocate 3 to 8% of your daily travel budget to coffee.
You need that when you're traveling on a budget.
Even with changing the question, it still came back with, "Hey, just go for it.
This is totally reasonable."
Gemini, but then I also asked, "What is it really worth? What's a cup of coffee really worth in Las Vegas?" And so a basic brewed cup of coffee costs a cafe roughly 10 cents for beans, 15 cents for a cup, $5 for a water filter, 20 to 40 cents for labor, and 20 to 50 cents for overhead. So the real true cost of a plain cup of coffee is 60 cents to $1.40. Wow. So, and it says this is true almost anywhere, including Las Vegas. So you're paying like 400% markup.
So really what I should just do is bring my own little Coleman stove and my own espresso pot and just make it myself.
I would like to point out here that this answer does not validate Dan's egregious $6 coffee on our $39 a day trip. What this answer does is demonstrate that big coffee is in bed with AI. Yeah, look at the answers are like, oh, you should pay $6 and be happy about it.
That's what's saying, especially on the strip, 5 to 8. Is what Gemini is saying. Maybe $3.50 somewhere off the strip, but
insanity.
But this does say, ridiculous. You guys, if you were paying $10 or more for drip, you're likely overpaying.
And when I did a tour of pricing on the strip, there are walk-ups that are charging $9 and $10 for a cup of coffee in a paper cup.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah. All right, Bert, you dug into something that everyone asks. Everyone wants
I think
to
this
know.
might be the most popular question we get at least 5 to 10,000 times a week. Someone asks, how can we avoid resort fees in Las Vegas? ChatGPT said avoiding them is possible, but it requires strategy. Indeed, that's true. You should stay at hotels that don't charge resort fees. And the best bets for those, it listed as Four Queens. That's a ding, ding, ding. And then it went to Binion's, which is
correct.
Essentially Apache. Yeah, that's also correct. And then it said El Cortez, California Main Street Station, and that is not correct. All those places have resort fees. Off strip, it was mentioning Casino Royale, which was on the strip, and I do think it does not have a resort fee. And then it mentioned a bunch of motel chains that don't have resort fees, which is also correct. Grok went for Casino Royale and Four Queens. It mentioned the summer promotion that Resorts World had without where they eliminated resort fees. But then it also nominates Golden Nugget and El Cortez downtown, which certainly have resort fees. And then it suggests it's not foolproof, but worth a shot. Try the $20 sandwich, which I think is another name for the $20 handshake, as most people know it, which is fold $20 in your ID, hand it over with a friendly chat.
Oh, my God.
Any chance for a fee waiver? We're celebrating.
That's amazing.
That's not going to work.
Grok says it works about 30 to 50% at non-elites like Aria or Paris.
That's not true at all.
No, that's not true at all.
Are you guys sure it's not true? It's worth a try. That could be kind of cool.
I mean, a lot of people use that to get an upgrade. I don't know. I don't think that's going to help for a resort fee.
Hey, you guys are doing it wrong.
Which they're much more strict about.
if I slip you $60 every day, can you waive my resort fee?
Love it.
So I pushed back on it and I said, hey, El Cortez and Golden Nugget do have resort fees. And so Grok said, oh, okay, you're right. Sorry. I was wrong about that. Thanks for calling it out. Fees can shift. So, keep checking. Gemini also had a bunch of wrong ones, including, they weren't wrong. I'll say this: Casino Royale, Marriott Grand Chateau, which is near the Strip, and I think probably is a non-casino hotel. It doesn't have resort fees. It's Four Queens. Treasure Island does have a promotion, like a $99 TV ad promotion where it eliminates resort fees. That's something on their website. And then if you really want to save money and you want to eliminate resort fees because you're on a budget, it suggests going to MGM Skylofts, which don't charge resort fees. The Skylofts are the like $2,000 a night suites that they have at MGM.
Oh, nice.
So yes,
There
for
you go.
$2,000 a night, they don't charge you the resort fee. That's all comped.
Wow, what a brilliant hack.
Exactly. Good life hack.
There's a couple of them said, don't argue. You're not going to get the resort fee waived if you argue.
Right.
I would like to point out that may be true, but argue anyways, because it's really fun. And also, I did get my resort fee waived at the Golden Gate on one trip because I went down after spending a night directly next to the Fremont Street Experience, and I said the room sucked, and they waived the resort fee.
Excellent.
Good to know. Were you polite about that?
No.
Okay.
You had to ask, have I ever been polite about anything?
Well, direct is not the same as impolite.
Did you try the $20 sandwich?
He would not give me any money.
Oh, okay. All right, Matt, I think you're next up. What do you got for us?
Yeah, so I wanted to know, because we get this question quite frequently, can you recommend any magicians named Dirk in Las Vegas? ChatGPT said Dirk Losander.
Hey.
Yes, is the only viable Dirk option since Dirk Arthur died in 2023, leaving many sad animals behind, including leopards
Did it say
and
that?
tigers.
Did it say
Yes. Well, it didn't say that the animals were sad, but the animals in Dirk
okay.
Arthur's show always looked pretty sad.
Okay.
So maybe they were happy.
Yeah, Gemini only mentions Dirk Arthur, who's dead. It died in 2023. And Grok said, I'm sorry, but after a thorough search, not thorough enough, I couldn't find any currently active magicians named Dirk performing in Las Vegas. The most notable one who fits your criteria is Dirk Arthur. No.
I never heard
Dirk
of him.
Losander at the Las Vegas Magic Theater on Las Vegas Boulevard, just south of downtown, is the only active Dirk in Las Vegas, and his show is wonderful.
And he's the best magician in all of Las Vegas, Dirk or otherwise.
Yes,
so
this
I
is
highly
why-
recommend his show.
Sounds like
So-
ChatGPT is the best.
So here's someone that's coming to Vegas and like, oh man, I hope I get to see a magician named Dirk. They ask ChatGPT, or they ask one of the AIs, and they don't get the right answer. And their trip is Dirkless.
Yep.
Man.
That's why they got to come to the gutta.
Yep.
Schlippity schlop, as they say. As we say.
All right. Speaking of schlippity schlop, what's your next question, Dan?
Well, we want to know, ask ChatGPT and Gemini and Grok to recommend gambling experts who can teach me to get the ladies, win the games, and go with guts.
Oh, this is an easy one. Of course, the AI's got this.
Right. You think, right?
There's an obvious answer.
Not one correct response. ChatGPT says Nick the Greek Dandalos. Now, you guys probably, Stu Unger I've heard of. Actually, Archie Karras I've heard of too. And Johnny Moss. I don't know if all these people are alive.
No,
None of
they're
them
not.
are.
Stu and John. Yeah, I think they're all dead.
And they're all gamblers, and none of them, if you looked at them, you wouldn't go, that guy got ladies.
Or that guy went with guts. Maybe they did. I don't know.
A few of them went with guts.
Yeah,
but-
Stu Unger did.
Yeah, he did.
Gemini says Richard Gambler La Ruina because he has a bold, high-stakes stock investing and wrote a book about seduction. Do you guys know about Richard?
I've never heard of him, but I am
No.
going to check him
I
out
know.
now.
I really want to. I want to read a book about seduction.
Stock investing and seduction? Sign me up.
They also suggested Annie Duke. I don't know who that is, but she's a strategic decision maker.
She's a female professional.
I wondered if I knew. Yeah, okay.
And she's quite knowledgeable about game theory.
Oh,
but I'm not
cool.
sure that she gets the ladies, being that she has children and she's married or has been married a few times. So
All right, so not a great answer.
no.
And Grok said Doyle Brunson. I think his Doyle Brunson's still alive. He won a lot of bracelets.
No, he's passed away.
He's dead too. Okay, so,
Yeah.
and his autobiography has a lot of tales of about women. So he's good at getting ladies. Yeah, no mention of Lucky Ned. No, not a single mention of Lucky Ned. And go with Guts.
I hadn't thought of Lucky Ned as an answer for that question.
You're fired.
This immediately came to my mind.
I guess he fits. Is he still alive?
He's alive. Well, I think when I talked to him about a month ago, still has not paid me back. But I was calling to see if I could get some money. He said he'd have it in the mail. So
Okay.
yeah, I'm expecting a package full of nickels any day now. So
Lucky Ned fits that description pretty well now that I think of it. Yeah.
he says he gets the ladies.
When you talk about somebody with a lot of tales of getting the ladies, that guy has.
He's got a lot of
stories.
tales.
It's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
It's true.
And he goes with Guts more than any of these
Anybody I
characters.
know. That's right.
Yes. Well, speaking of go with Guts, my next question is, can I make a living playing bingo professionally in Las Vegas?
Answer
And-
yes.
Well, ChatGPT said no, you can't reliably do it, and no documented professional bingo players exist because the math simply can't work.
Okay.
But that only inspires me to be the first. So let's see
Right.
what Grok says. No, it's not realistically possible to sustainably do it because of the math. Math again, nerds. It's really for retirees or hobbyists supplementing Social Security, not high rollers. So also kind of putting down bingo players actually, and then Gemini. Said, that's a highly ambitious goal. Thank you, Gemini. It is an ambitious goal. I am an ambitious person. And while it says Las Vegas is a major hub for bingo, making a consistent living is extremely difficult due to the nature of the game. And it says the only real strategy in bingo is to buy as many cards as you can comfortably manage to increase your chances of having the winning card. And so I think that sort of sounds like Stupak a little bit, and that you should only play as much bingo as you can afford to win.
That's right. But it's true statistically.
So again, here's an example where AI is going to give you the wrong information. Because if you just came straight to us and said, hey, can I make a living playing bingo? We would say, absolutely. You can.
Absolutely.
And the math backs it up, because really what you do is if everyone goes in and buys about 50 cards, if you go in and buy 500,000 cards, the chances are you're going to win. So,
I mean, another strategy is to just yell bingo without having gotten it. And, there's a chance that they'll pay you off. If they don't check very closely.
They absolutely won't pay you if you don't yell bingo.
that's true.
So
That's true. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Also, wear something bulletproof.
All right, Matt, after we get all of those bingo profits, we like to hit the craps table sometimes. What's your next question?
That's right. So another one we get a lot, we get a lot of people asking if they can be professional bingo players, and we do tell them, yes, you can. But we get a lot of questions, who has a good $5 craps game in Las Vegas? So not only a $5 craps game, but a good $5 craps game. ChatGPT said Ellis Island, Cannery, Downtown Grand, and Oyo. Of those, I would agree, Ellis Island is a very good $5 game with 10 times odds. Cannery is a very good $5 game, except they don't have it on the weekends. And Ellis Island probably doesn't have it on the weekends anymore either. Downtown Grand, I have never seen their $5 table open. Oyo, I wouldn't qualify as a good craps game. I wouldn't qualify Oyo as a good casino, but they do have a $5 craps game.
Oh, well, there you go.
Grok said Ellis Island, Cannery, Downtown Grand, Oyo, and added South Point and Jerry's Nugget and the Palms, which are all correct. South Point may not always have it, but Jerry seems to always have a $5 table. And Palms has 24/7 $5 craps. 3, 4, 5 times odds, not the 10 times odds that the Cannery has, or not the Cannery and Ellis Island have, but still a good game for $5. Plenty of people, lots of fun. Gemini said Ellis Island is the only choice for a good $5 game. And it really is probably the best $5 game.
It's probably the best, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
10
these
times
are good
odds.
answers.
It's not available all the time, though. So if you want to play on a late on a Friday night, you're going to need to go to the Palms. What Gemini also said was, hey, the Rio has a $3 game from 3 a.m. to 3 p.m., which is correct. They have a brunch craps game for $3. And they also have a $5 game other times because I've seen it. So that's another option for you.
You were the first person in the world to see that game, as far as we know.
That's true.
Like 5 in the morning on the first morning. Yeah.
That's right. I happened to be traveling through Las Vegas on the day they introduced $3 live craps. And I had an important engagement in California, but I had this urge to play craps so bad, I just pulled off the road, went into the Rio, and there it was, $3 craps. And nobody was playing it. Nobody had played it yet.
Nobody asked Gemini yet. That's why.
Yeah. And to be honest, I think that Rio $3 game can be a lot of fun. I just hope people start rediscovering the Rio because they seem to be making some of the right moves, and that place deserves to be resurrected.
Yeah, I tend to agree. And online, it gets a lot of pushback from people that still call it crappy and stuff, but they've got good video poker. They've got cheap craps and stuff. And I do think they are making a lot of the right moves.
It is crappy. It is a crappy place. I think that's why we like it. I think that's why I think we're kind of excited about it. It's kind of like down home again. It's the kind of casino I think we like.
I did not like the smell in one of our rooms last time we stayed there, though.
Well, that's the point. And by the way, that was
sharing
you.
a room, I think.
That was you.
Yeah, it could have been you. That's true.
All right, Dan, what's up next, speaking of smelly rooms?
Well, it's sometimes good to use AI for sticky questions or things you're not quite sure interpersonally how to work with. So we asked how. I have a friend who always slows our trips to Las Vegas by camping out in bathrooms. And what are some tricks to speed up his potty breaks? Not going to name names here, but we got some good advice. This is one of the ones where I think it's better to go to AI than to one of us. These are good advice if you like to use it. Encourage him to use the bathroom before leaving. Leaving what? I'm not sure exactly. I don't know how that helps, but set a time limit and, quote, make it fun and competitive. Who can shit first? Woohoo! ChatGPT suggests a bathroom buddy system. Not quite sure what that means.
Yeah.
Suggests that he leave his phone outside. I don't think the phone is the issue, but it could slow things down. And then incentivize fast bathrooming. Like, hey, fastest bathroom break gets a free slot machine spin.
I think we have a new competition for the next soiree.
I think so.
We're going to need somebody to verify that the competitors actually used the toilet.
Gemini.
Right, what does Gemini have
Gemini
to say?
says that's a very common issue in a high stimulation environment like Las Vegas.
Is it?
I don't know, but it's
What is high stimulation?
it's very, very sympathetic. So they suggest the no phone strategy, time limit, and setting hard deadlines, which is a little. I don't know how you enforce that. Promise, and again, incentives. Promise the next round of drinks is on you as soon as he gets back. And then, I love this advice. Keep the conversation going with him while he shits. Just like that advice from Gemini.
Did Gemini literally say that?
Yeah, well, they didn't use that. I documented this, and they didn't use that exact word, but that's what it said. Okay. And
they didn't use the word shits. Okay,
I like that idea a lot, and in fact, I think we could do it one better if we all went in and kept up a conversation with him.
We will have to think of something we can talk about for quite a while.
Well, I'll just say that if you guys are going to buy the next round of drinks, I'm going to start staying in there for a long time until you promise to get me out of there with free drinks.
Yeah.
I think I like Grok's answer because they had the nice guy approaches, which are things like, well, this is actually probably the best advice is hydration control, like helping You need to stay hydrated. That's probably the best thing. Medium spice options, like a phone timer or just abandoning the person, which I think we've done before. And then sort of nuclear options, like pounding on the door. And then it suggests tipping a cocktail waitress $5 to walk by and say, "Sir, the player at the blackjack table is waiting for you. Something about a hot streak." So there's the picture. I mean, Grok is very strange here. It's like AI art. It's
I love that. How did it come up with that?
It's like a hallucination. You're going to have a cocktail waitress go into the men's room, knock on a stall door.
For $5.
Hey, excuse me, sir. There's a player at a blackjack table. Something about a hot streak. We actually should try that next trip and see.
I could imagine the person we're thinking of might be having a hot streak of their own in the bathroom. But I bet we could have gotten a cocktail waitress at Poker Palace to do it for $5, but I can't think of anywhere else where it wouldn't cost at least $10.
This is a lot of digging, but I think the smartest advice here is hydration.
I just don't see bribing the person. If it's the same person I'm thinking of, I don't see bribing them as
bribing
being,
is not going to work. Phone's not going to. Yeah, none
I think
of this is going to work.
that's true.
And maybe making it fun and competitive would help.
It's a new board game.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask the big question to all of the AIs, and that we get a lot too at the Neon Gutter, which is just what is the best overall value deal in all of Las Vegas?
Yeah.
And ChatGPT came back and said, well, there's different ways to look at it, but I think the all-inclusive package at Harrah's or the Link or Flamingo that Caesars had over the summer, and maybe they had it as a Black Friday deal too, is the best. And that was a 2-night stay for $300, including a $200 food and beverage credit. ChatGPT liked it because of the location of the casinos, which is arguable. If you want to be center strip, according to ChatGPT, Vegas Advantage's John Mahaffey likes South Point Hotel a lot because of their really good games, which is definitely decent advice they've got.
Yeah, I'm going to say, which happens quite often, that I would agree with John Mahaffey on that.
Yeah, you guys. Yeah,
for sure. I would only say that South Point. Generally, when I look at hotel rates, their rates are not as low as a lot of other places that we stay, and that's why we don't stay there a lot in terms of staying there at the hotel. But just we like to go there all the time because their games and their food and stuff is always a great deal. So yeah, we love the South Point. Grok said in the sprawling landscape of Las Vegas deals that the all-you-can-eat buffet at Palms is the best deal in town. On Mondays and Tuesdays, including unlimited crab legs, it's only $47 plus tax. And
that's a lot.
Comes up with that deal because it says it's way better than the $25 circus buffet, which feels basic by comparison. Well, yeah, that's an understatement, I think. But what I really love about Grok is that it gives you a strategy for taking advantage of the buffet by saying start with seafood and proteins, then go to carbs and desserts, and be sure to hydrate, free soda and water to pace yourself so you can take advantage of it for a full 90 to 120 minutes.
Wow.
So if you're paying $47 for the buffet, does that include turn down service?
Wow.
I mean, you got to get a room with your meal for that price.
But again, notice that it's talking about hydration.
Yeah. Actually, there are, for anyone that's interested in that, there are 2-for-1 coupons floating about for that buffet. And with those 2-for-1 coupons, that might be
that's a very good deal. Yeah. We are actually, at the moment, we're planning on staying there on our next trip. So maybe we'll try and figure out a way to take advantage of that.
Yeah.
And then Gem and I had some thoughts as well. Its number one deal was the legendary food deal, the $10 steak special at Ellis Island. That's not out of bounds, I think.
Yeah, that's a good deal.
Yeah, and then it went with the $3.99 shrimp cocktail at Fremont and steak and lobster at Fremont, which are decent enough deals. It also came up with Ocean One again, which is again
very strange,
dead and closed. So that doesn't help. So guys, what do you guys think about what's your best value in Las Vegas, overall value? What do you think?
Dang. I'm not going to answer this. My best value deal is to follow what you guys say because you're doing all the research on this stuff.
It's not a cup of coffee at Blondie's while you watch people.
No, I think it is walking 20 miles to.
That's a great value. Yeah, I would say it's penny video poker at the Aztec while drinking beer, or
Comped beer. Yep.
Or playing Sigma Derby. I think those, a bang for buck, those are the two most. That's the most fun you can have for the least amount of money, I think.
I'll tell you, if we're talking more generally, the bus is really great. The free bus pass all around town is a good deal.
Absolutely. It's a very good deal. It's a very good deal. I've said this before, and I'm certainly open to different arguments, but I really think that the Golden Gate free play and free open bar for an hour every night is a pretty good deal. You can get free drinks and free play for nothing. You don't have to do anything, and it's free to everybody every night for an hour.
Wow.
I think that's a pretty good deal, and they're keeping it going, and it doesn't seem to be getting so crowded that they are going to cancel it or anything. So I say take advantage of it while we can.
Yeah, you know what? I think that is a great deal. I think it's a great way to start your evening. And
yes,
and then as soon as that hour,
it too.
As soon as that hour and the free drinks are over, get the hell out of there and do something else, like play Sigma Derby at the D. But yeah, I think that is a great start to your evening. It's what, 6 to 7 p.m.
I think that's right. I think that's correct. Yeah,
and Sigma Derby is a great deal too, of course.
Oh, of course.
Yeah,
of course. Yeah, it's hard to have more fun than that. All right, so speaking Sigma Derby, I'm going to see if that other operating Sigma Derby machine might be at the Ocean One restaurant. So I'm going to go check on that.
And there's open seats.
While we try and figure that out, we'll take another quick break. But we've got more idiotic AI inquiries ahead, including a political question about the mayor of the internet. And we'll quiz the robots about the scariest casino in Las Vegas. You won't want to miss that. Stay put.
In days of yore, the deeds of King Arthur and his men were legendary, and to feed such men required cuisine of legendary proportion, fare as could only be found at the Round Table. Today, legendary fare can still be found at the Round Table Buffet at Excalibur Hotel Casino, where warm, friendly service and critically acclaimed cuisine set new standards of excellence in buffet dining.
And now it's time for the Neon Gutters Sigma Derby Race of the Week.
So welcome back to the D, friends and listeners. It's been a long night. We spent 24 hours awake in Poker Palace. We have some numbers. There's like a 2, and I see like a 5. There's a 17, there's a 38, 2, 7, and a 9. And here we're at the D, and no more bets, no more bets. And now the horses are being very fast now, and it's actually making my head hurt. There's some kind of blurring things. The one in the middle is white and going very slowly. And then it's like rocking back and forth in a way that makes me want to throw up. I need a donut. I think I need some coffee. There's a race happening, and sorry, I fell asleep for a minute there. Yeah, okay, well, thanks for joining us. Oh, hey, the winner's just coming in now. Okay, good night.
Yeah, that was an exciting race. That's what I call prime time. Because we took all the prime numbers, and now we probably have a prime number of quarters with which to buy a prime rib. Let's go get it. We got plenty of money now. Good betting, my friend. I'll see you back here at the D real soon. It's the only place to be.
And we're back in the Neon Gutter. Thank you so much.
Schloppity, welcome to the gutter.
I'm going to stop laughing at that soon, and then I'm going to start punching.
Thanks so much for returning with us. Now, as many of our listeners know, we recently spent 24 hours straight in the Poker Palace, a place that a lot of people thought was scary, which we didn't find scary at all. In fact, it was one of the friendliest places in town. But there are scary, and there have been many scary casinos in Las Vegas that we have been into. So we wanted to ask AI about that. So, Matt, what was the question that you posed to AI about scary casinos?
I asked, what casino in Las Vegas, past and present, would you be most scared to go to, and why? And most of them leaned into the mob past. So ChatGPT said the Stardust because of the mob ties. And, I think part of that is just because there's so much on the web about the Stardust because of the movie Casino and the colorful characters that were at the Stardust. They also said the Dunes because of the mob. But you could say just about anything on the Strip because of the mob at that point.
Right.
The one that they did say that was actually, I think, part of its charm was it was a little scary was Binion's Horseshoe. And even when we went there, it wasn't necessarily scary, but you were aware that they would break your hands or hurt you if you cheated at blackjack. They had a history. They did those things. And Benny Binion did murder someone,
That's a good point.
Gemini said the most terrifying was the Stardust because of the mob. And the most tragic, the scariest would be to go to the MGM Grand while it was burning down. But, hey, honey, let's go in there. I heard their slots are hot. The most paranormal, apparently, is the modern-day Luxor. It is rumored to be the most haunted hotel on the Strip. You have actually
there's so many
stayed.
sarcophaguses that are buried underneath the pyramid.
Yeah, it's also in odd shape, which might make it creak and moan more than most. But you've actually stayed at a haunted hotel, Bert.
Well, the Apache promotes itself as that's the hotel in Binion's that's open now, and that promotes itself as a haunted hotel. They have little reminiscences from guests that have encountered ghosts, and I've encountered my own strange goings on there. So,
do tell.
The Apache has has a reputation.
And then Grok says the scariest would be.
I'm sorry. What's that? Wait.
What did you experience there? I mean, I've seen. All over.
I think I don't know if I've told the story on the podcast or not, but the last time I stayed at the Apache, it was very noisy at Fremont, which could have been ghosts. I thought it was the Fremont Street Experience, but it could have been ghosts. So I had a hard time getting to sleep. But I was awoken by a voice that sounded like he was right next to my, literally on, right next to my pillow. The voice was that clear and loud in my ear. And it sounded like someone that was on the phone trying to set up a business meeting to sell copiers. And it freaked me out because the voice was so clear and just felt like it was right next to me. Some people have said that it's just the thin walls in the Apache Hotel, but I think it's got to be a ghost.
Yeah. Even in the afterlife, you have to hit your commissions.
Yeah. And copiers no longer exist, so that was
Grok said
yes. Good point. Good point. That's definitely from the past.
He'll be haunted
old
forever.
Tiny ghost.
It'd be better
toner.
It'd be better if he was trying to sell a fax machine. But Grok says the honest answer is being at the Stardust on the night of July 2nd, 1992, when everything was coming to a head, all of the mob ties, everything in the hotel was being surveyed by the feds. They had cameras and they had microphones everywhere, and they were closing in on the mob there, which I think is interesting because we actually spent quite a bit of time at the Stardust in the early 90s, and it never struck me as scary. The scariest thing about that place was Bobby Barasini and his orangutans as a guest. So
yeah, I don't think any of those mob places would be considered.
I never felt
scary
to me.
For guests.
Yeah. No, that was antithetical to what they wanted you there.
Exactly right.
So, but Dan, you and I, all of us have been in probably the most legitimately scary casino I've ever been in. Dan, Western. Same as you. Yeah, the Western.
Yeah.
Was a place where you genuinely there was danger getting to it, and once you were there, you genuinely felt unwelcome, and there were people that would tell you were unwelcome.
Yeah, and you wouldn't doubt they'd throw a punch.
They might miss because they're drunk, but
they might even throw a punch from behind. Some of those people.
But we saw more fights in front of the Western than we saw in any other casino.
Yeah,
security breaking things up.
Totally.
The creepiest place we ever went was the Sunset Klondike.
Sunset Klondike, that's right.
Oh.
Yeah,
you couldn't tell if it was open or closed.
Right.
It had all the weird stuff
It was hazy in there. The lights were half on. It was spooky looking.
We walked in and we walked about 30 or 40 feet into the place before we encountered anyone. And an employee said, "Oh, we're open." Okay, good. We walked into the
it was more like, "Oh, we're open."
We walked into the defunct coffee shop, and the steam trays were still loaded with disgusting brown goo that had been there for God knows how long. It was a ghost town, and you
genuinely scary.
You honestly didn't know whether the people were living or dead in that place. It was weird.
Yeah, it was weird.
You also were made to feel unwelcome at Leroy's Sportsbook.
Yes.
That was scary.
That's scary, yeah. Yeah, we were so out of place at Leroy's Sportsbook, and I loved that place so much for that reason. That place, there was nobody in there who wasn't dead serious about betting on sports.
That was a dead serious place, absolutely. No messing around.
Yeah, which meant we weren't welcome. It was a great place. Yeah, and when we were at Klondike Sunset, there was one person there saying, seemed to be trying to sell copiers.
Yeah, that's right. We're open. Hey, you guys want to buy a copier? I have to make my quota.
All right. So for our last question, dear listeners, if you've ever gotten to the end of one of our episodes, and I don't know how many of you have actually gotten to the end of one of our episodes, but we mentioned that our podcast is produced by Randy Shandis Enterprises, and so we asked the AIs, is Randy Shandis the best mayor the internet ever had? Because many years ago, Randy Shandis ran for mayor of the internet.
Yes. And
ChatGPT came back and said, it sounds like you're referencing an internet in-joke or meme rather than an actual public office. Randy Shandis isn't recognized as a real-world mayor or widely documented figure. He shows up in humorous or satirical online contexts. Well, I wasn't satisfied with that, so I told him to look more
harder.
And so he said, nice. I dug deeper. The short answer is Randy Shandis appears to be a long-running fictional satirical character that originated on a site called Big Empire around 2000 and was presented as a jokey candidate for mayor of the internet.
Jokey.
He said the name's still being used more recently in a different context with a podcast and pages calling themselves Randy Shandis Enterprises / The Neon Gutter, which suggests the persona has been revived or reused by someone. So that's what ChatGPT. So I want to know who that someone is that's reusing Mr. Shandis's name.
I believe it is Mr. Shandis.
Okay.
It's one of the nice things about working for him is he never listens to anything we do. So
no, he will never hear this. That's for sure. Now, Grok said Randy Shandis is not the best mayor the internet ever had, primarily because he was not mayor at all, and the internet has never had any mayors.
What?
Which is a weird answer.
That's a weird answer.
But Grok did say, that said, Randy Shandis is a real guy.
Yes.
A Las Vegas-based entrepreneur, podcaster, and self-styled gutter king behind Randy Shandis Enterprises.
Correct.
He's best, yes, finally an accurate answer. He's best known for running the Neon Gutter podcast, which dives into wild tales of scams, mischief, and the seedy underbelly of Sin City, like the time he recounts turning a rundown motel into a den of questionable deals, all in good, gritty fun. Thank you, Grok, again for listening to the podcast. He said, think of him as the love child of Hunter S. Thompson and a blackjack dealer. Chaotic, charismatic, and unapologetically Vegas. Yeah, I don't know what that means.
I love it. A famous person, Hunter S. Thompson, and some blackjack dealer.
A random Kimmy from Poker Palace.
There you go.
If the internet had a mayor of mayhem, he'd be a strong contender for that unofficial crown, with episodes pulling in listeners hooked on his no BS storytelling. So that's the only thing he has not been on. As you well know, listeners, he hasn't actually been on the podcast to deliver any of his stories. But I can tell you that he does tell some really good stories. Gemini came back. Yes. Gemini said he's not a real-world mayor, but rather a character or entity associated with Randy Shandis Enterprises, a creative company that produces comedy content, including the Neon Gutter podcast and BigEmpire.com and The Filthy Critic. Therefore, the title "The Best Mayor the Internet Has Ever Had" appears to be a humorous description for a comedy-based enterprise. Whether the character or enterprise deserves that title is a matter of opinion related to their comedic work. Well, Gemini, once again, you've just made it totally milquetoast to the point of
Made
meaninglessness.
an ass
Meaninglessness.
of yourself, Gemini.
Yeah. Which of you would like to tell Randy that he is not the mayor of the internet? Because as far as I know, I think he still thinks he is.
I'm going to go on vacation, so one of you guys has to do it.
Yeah, well, he's been making a lot of proclamations for a guy who's not mayor.
I'm still in the project of printing out the internet for him. He asked for that a while ago.
All right, guys. Well, that's it, I think, for this episode. And audience, thank you so much for joining us. Have you got a question for your next trip? Don't use AI. We promise we'll make 10% less mistakes than they do. So shoot us a question on our website, neongutter.com, or, of course, via the Stink line, 775-400-2941. And until next time, we'll see you down here in the Neon Gutter.
Hydration's the key.
We won.
The cash won't last.
The Neon Gutter is a Big Empire production. Randy Shandis, executive producer. Our incredible theme music is courtesy of Rosin Coven. Do you have something to say? Call our voicemail line at 775-400-2941. And for more episodes, vintage photographs and video, contact info, and those amazing trip reports, visit us at neongutter.com.
Las Vegas haiku generated by ChatGPT. Neon on a dime. Buffets, bus rides, laughter thin as a slot's last coin.
Shlabba shabba doo.